Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. So I'm going to do a quick breakdown and a run through of EU and the trade from Friday morning. Okay, um, so yeah, we're going to go through it, and I'm going to go through candle by candle on the 1 minute time frame. So I'm going to take price back. Obviously we're seeing price play out, and I did post this into Discord from this supply zone here. We had inducement from these equal highs as well. So this is one of my favorite, or it's becoming one of my favorite setups. When we get a nice 15-minute supply or demand level, we get inducement before. So we have inducement because we have equal highs, and we just have a high in general. That's just below our area. Okay, so we have people, even from here, we have people looking to sell. We get a reaction down, then price comes back up, equal highs, reaction, sweeps, and then we're off. And then now price is coming to this low. Okay, so that should be taken out. If not, doesn't matter. We still make some really nice profit. So yeah, I want to get into this trade. So what I'm going to do is delete this off. And yeah, so this was the zone that I was looking at. Why this zone? Well, it's above. There's liquidity basically in this zone. Okay, so above these equal highs, and obviously we have a nice break of structure down from this low. Okay, and it really started from here. We have a nice impulsive candle. This is the last. We have this here, the last buy before the sell, but then price come back up. And the move that caused the break really initiated from here with nice momentum. We had a pause in price here with this inside bar, but I would still be looking for entries up here, okay, as opposed to here. This isn't really inducing nothing, so it makes sense for price to come up to here. Okay, so I want to take price back to here. So yeah, let's get into it. So we have this area, and when I'm trading 15-minute zones, I will refine if needed to a 5-minute, and then the same goes if I'm trading a 1 hour zone. I will refine to a 15-minute if needed. So we can just look to see if we can refine this, and an obvious area would be that refinement to that candle there before that momentum came in. Yeah, so we can see 1 minute time frame, we tap in. Okay, so when we tap in, I'm really looking at every single candle and trying to gather as much information as possible, and really just identifying price structure, who's in control, demand, supply, and then taking it from there basically. So we can see high, low. Okay, we take the high. So we take that high, and I view that as a bit of, a liquidity high, because we have a wick, a range. We take the high, and we come deeper into our supply zone, and then we get a push down. So once we put in that new high, we would then have another low here. Okay, so I see this as a change of character, because we've now broken a low, and on this time frame we're clearly bullish. So we've had a push down. The reason this is a change of character is because it's taking liquidity from these lows, and it could go higher, or it could come into an area like here and go higher, but you can still trade this, but you need to understand we are early in to the supply zone, and it's safer to be waiting for a bit more confirmation, but it comes down to what you've found in your own testing. So we can mark this on, change your character, CH stands for change of character. Okay. Okay, so let's carry on. So we could be right. What are we thinking now when we have this? We have this zone here. Can you set an entry? Definitely. But for me, I would like to just wait and just see what price does. Okay, right now we've broken structure. Okay, so although it's not really, you know, it's a bit subtle, it's not really showing momentum. Now we can see we've actually broken a low. We've now had a change of character, pull back, and we've broken structure. Okay, so at this point here, I can just mark on okay, so this is where I put my order on. So getting back to it, we have a change of character, we push in, we don't tap into this zone here, but we then break structure. If you don't class that as a break of structure, that's fine. For me, I do. Okay, so this would be our clear area. Okay, that's our clear area. Last, you know, it's a doji candle. You can take the wick before that break. Mark that on. Okay, I don't want to start confusing people, but let's just go through it. Okay, so I get tagged in there. And what do we get next? We get another break of structure. Now for me, it doesn't make sense to be looking at taking this, because I'm always anticipating inducement, and price needs to take people out before it can commit down. So if we just bring it forward, okay, what does price do? Boom, we take that high. Okay, and I put a dollar sign. That's basically just saying liquidity or inducement. Okay, people would be looking at that. Price pushes through it, violates that. So that for me is taking liquidity. And you'll notice how price doesn't come above my zone. It literally just comes to it perfectly. So yeah, that when I saw this is giving me, well, when we pushed down from here, I was thinking, okay, so we've now induced people out, we've taken the high, we've mitigated this EQ, and you know, we're off and running. We come back up, we have another high, and you can take these highs, but when price takes a high, so in other words, when price comes above a high into another high, it gives the trade more probability in your favor, and you can just go and test that. So we have this area here. I wouldn't be looking at this personally because we do have a wick that comes back in, but something like this, if you're looking at the EQ of that or taking that, you can, because it is taking liquidity. And let's just see what price does next. We have another high. We have another high here. So what price is basically doing is coming for the highs and is trying to take people out, or you know, induce them in and liquidate them out basically. Okay, so you'll notice how price comes and takes that high. Okay, we take that high, and what does price do next? We break structure again. Okay, and then boom, we tap into that. Or no, we don't actually, hold on. So we have this area. Notice nice momentum. Okay, does price come back into that? Yeah, so we come in just above it, but you wouldn't be taken out of that. So for me, that trade there would make a lot of sense because we've got liquidity above these highs. Okay. So if you've got an entry set, and in order for you to get triggered in, it needs to take liquidity, then you've got more chance that your trade's going to be safe and your stop loss is going to be protected because price has taken liquidity, rather than waiting for, say, this. Okay, it's not taking any liquidity, although you can take that. You need to understand a lot of people would be looking at that. Okay, so this one is more high prob. Okay, we take the low, and then at this point here, what can price now do? Now we've taken liquidity. This move here has likely taken out a lot of liquidity from people who are in. And now you'll notice one thing, that price can now commit. Okay, so basically we've got the fuel needed for price to commit. And look, again, just looking at this, my trading view is lagging again, but you know, it is what it is. Look, we have this high. What does price do? It comes above the high, liquidates that high, it taps into here. So that would be another entry. I wouldn't be taking that. Well, sorry, I would, but I didn't take it. Okay, I just took this trade, but that to me makes sense. So how would that be when we size it up? Okay, 2.5, boom, tapped in. Entries, you know, crazy entries. Once you understand what price is doing, this is possible. Okay, moving on. Same thing, we have a nice push down, we have a high. Could we be looking at entries there? Definitely. Don't know if this, yeah, so you wouldn't have been filled on that one. So, you know, it happens. And then, yeah, so this is where price is now. I'm still in the trade. As you know, I manage on structure. Let me just take that. Yeah, so how nice is this when you understand what price is doing? And one thing I just want to cover, we're not going to see price do this. So high, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, mitigation, low or lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Okay, price can't really move like that because it's not liquidating anything, or it's not being manipulated. Okay, that's why we're seeing price move in this fashion. So one little sort of exercise I like to do is get this tool. So what's it called? The path. Okay, the path arrow thing, whatever it is. And what I do is literally just follow price, every swing high, swing low, sub high, sub low, and just follow it along. So I'll show you. Look, so just before we come in, okay, we have a high, low, and we tap in. Okay, I'm just following price, just like this. You have change of character. Okay, I'm just following price, literally what I'm seeing on the price chart. Have some equal highs, push down. What's price doing here? Liquidating. Boom. Low, and now momentum kicks in. Okay, inducement. Okay, so you get the picture, and now what I do then is just take this, and look, see, this is how price moves. Why? Well, I just said why. We need to be targeting each high and low in the market, so we can take people out basically and generate liquidity. Okay, so look, this is the reality, and what I just showed you previously is some people's expectation. Okay, so that's a really good little exercise I do pretty much every day, and then just really try and get familiar with this. And the more times you do it, the better you'll get at it, and you'll really understand what's going on. Okay, so yeah, so looking at EU now, what are we doing? We have a nice low here. Is price going to come into that and continue? Possible. We have a high here. So really, I'm just going to be managing my trade. I'm not in this trade, I'm in this trade. Lows of 15% nearly. So, you know, Friday delivering again, as we know. And yeah, we just rinse and repeat this every week. Even catching one of these trades a week, if we're trading on 100k, then, you know, even like this trade, lows of 15%, that's 15k. And if you do that weekly, you're looking at 60k a month. What's that a year? You can do the maths. It's a lot more than what most people are making. And that's literally just by catching one trade. And we do get this pretty much, not every single day, but we do get this a good few times a week from these sort of areas, like, you know, higher time frame supply and demand zones. Once you know the price delivery and you know how to capitalize, you have the confidence to capitalize. Because it's one thing seeing these zones and watching it play out, but it's a whole different ball game when you can actually have the confidence to get involved in these trades and have confidence behind your trade idea, and then being able to execute. Once you can do that, then you can literally scale your account up, get funding, and just scale it up and just really like change your life with it. And yeah, I'm trying to help people do that. So yeah, that's basically it. So if you have any questions on this trade or any other trade, send me some questions and tag me in the chats. And yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. I'm done for the week. If I get tagged out here, that's great. If this continues, then, you know, we could be looking at a lot of percentage. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Any questions, let me know, and I hope you have a good weekend.